something hopefully you never have to be doing, which is hurricane prep on your boat. We're getting ready for Milton. We're on the east coast of Florida, so in a pretty safe spot, but we still need to make sure we're doing all we can to protect our boat. When the storm comes through, we're going to be getting tropical storm winds. The process we go through is really securing the boat, making sure anything loose is taken in, and in a lot of ways, it's really making sure and hoping that the storm surge doesn't get too high, because we can't control that. We want to control the things we can, which is taking in the canvas, which is extra lines on the boat, which is securing anything that is loose. It's lowering the engines, extra dock lines. But there's the things we simply can't, which is if the storm surge gets too high, there's really nothing that we can do. This is what we do on our boat, but you want to try and make sure you secure your boat as best you can and be safe. And sometimes you just have to walk away and leave the boat, recognizing there's not more that you can do in the face of a storm. Stick around for the 5 steps we use to secure our boat during a storm, to give you ideas on how you can secure yours. So the first step is taking down anything that is loose. So we're going to be taking off our canvas on this because the wind can catch that and that can rip. And we want to lower the antenna, which is raise the lever on our boat and lower the antenna, tighten in place when it's down lower. When we're going to do this, we're going to start loosening for the canvas. To remove, on this side, we're going to disconnect it. On the other side of the boat, we'll do the same. We disconnect, loosen, and disconnect. In addition to taking off the canvas, we're going to take our throw bag, make sure it's secure. Anything that is loose, we just want to make sure is secured, stowed away. In this case, put it right in the dock box. To loosen the canvas, we turn the handle. There's a plus and a minus, so the minus is to loosen. We loosen both sides so that the tension is off of the canvas. So you loosen it all the way down so the tension's off. With the tension off, we're going to unzip each pieces of the canvas. And we're going to disconnect this line that is down below by the engines so that we're able to slide the canvas off. With the frame loosened and everything unzipped and unhooked, we just pull the canvas off of the frame and we slide it along the rail that's along the rooftop. It is fed all the way along. Pull it out from the rails so that that's disconnected. Once the canvas is removed, we're going to remove 4 screws to hold the frame in place and remove that as well. I find this 100% a 2-person job when I'm replacing it. I can take it off on my own, but I've always found it impossible to put back without help. 4 screws, 2 in the middle, 2 on the edge. This would absolutely be easier with a second set of hands. You want to lower it without breaking your windows. 2 in the middle, lower it. Frame removed, we're just going to leave it on board. Our boat, again, we're assuming it's going to be safe and we want to secure it. If we were really worried about the storm surge, if the boat was going to be in serious danger, we'd actually remove most of the supplies from the boat and the valuables from on board. But we are hoping and planning on the storm being a threat with some winds, but not a severe threat. So we're leaving some of our equipment on board the boat. Because we have the small tear in the canvas, we're going to use the opportunity to have it off, to take it in and get it repaired so that it lasts us longer. We have the canvas removed, we have the antenna down. The next steps for us are securing the boat additionally. We lower the engine so that the props are just in the water. We have a spring line that holds our stern in to the cleat on the dock. And then we're going to add another spring line from the breast cleat to the bow, so that we have 2 lines on each side for when wind is coming for us from the east. So the first thing, lower the engines. We lower the props for 3 reasons. To lower the center of gravity so if there's wave action, the boat's a little bit more stable, number one. Number two, to protect the props. And number three, so you can have this additional spring line without it rubbing against the props. Every slip is different, and how you arrange your lines is going to be different depending on your slips and the weather conditions. We're always thinking of how do we keep our stern in. If we have wave action, it tends to be coming from offshore when the storm surge is really high. It's coming in from the west is where we're more threatened by it, and we want to make sure that we're snug against our floating dock to keep us out of the way of our neighbors if there's any problems with any of the lines. Stern line sets, engines down, canvas down, antenna down. Now it's one more bow line, cut off the power, and we've made sure our generator fuel tank is full, our fresh water is full. So if we lose power at our house, we can come here. And our batteries are fully charged. We have solar panels, so hopefully the fridges will stay cool while we're offshore power. We do disconnect the shore power when a storm's coming. We've had some problems actually with shorting in the past, not even with a tropical storm, but with a large thunderstorm. So we want to make sure we're off the shore power as well as fully secure. Make sure the shore power is off, and we're going to disconnect the cables so that we don't have any of this exposed to the elements. Well, the boat's rocking. Stowing the shore power cables. It's always precarious on the narrow port side gangway getting to the stern. Now we're going to put the port spring line that we're going to put forward to help secure and hold us more stable. My biggest fear, and I think my kid's biggest hope, is me falling in the water while I'm filming. Get the additional breast line, spring line coming forward. Last thing we're going to do is tighten up this existing line and add more fenders along the side. Our neighbor has fenders on their sailboat, so our port side's pretty protected. So we're just going to have this along here. We can get some wave action in the marina when there's large storm surge and the marsh is flooded. So we've got the 4 fenders. Of course, we want to stow the mat safely. For us securing for a tropical storm, we've lowered taken down the beam, we've lowered our antenna. We've removed any of the cushions that are loose. We've added extra stern lines to keep our stern more secure and in. We'd add an extra spring line from midship on the port side to the bow. Don't love our cleat situation, but we make do with what we have. We've lowered the engines partially to keep the props submerged, lower the center of gravity on the stern. We made sure our generator diesel tank is full, and we just turned off the shore power, removed the shore power cables. The battery should hold those with this kind of overcast for 24, 36 hours. In full sunlight, it would keep both of them charged. Obviously, if there's a hurricane that's coming dead on, storm surge, and what we've done wouldn't do anything to stop it. So we're doing what we can to be secure, to be safe, in the range of what we can control. We're going to remove our documentation from the boat so that we have all the paperwork, and we're going to try and be safe. We hope everyone's safe and that you weather the storms well and prepare as best you can and get away as quick as you can.